Complexities turn to ban. Zenith's turn to ban.
Hey guys, whoops, come back. There we go. Hey everybody, this is Love is Dead, and I'm coming to you with the broadcast of the international tournament. It is Zenith versus Complexity Gaming, and it is 1-for-1 out of this best of 3. This will be the deciding match between the two of them. And I didn't get to catch the first game, but the second game went pretty convincingly in the favor of Zenith. They won the second game. They did really well with their Morphling, and the combination that came out from Complexity just wasn't as strong as it needed to be. I caught the last half of it. Invoker. But anyways, we're going to have an Invoker pickup. Usual bans out of Darkseer Lycan, Nagasirene. We have Lone Druid. Zenith doesn't want to give that to TC. He likes to play that role. Chen and Rubik. Rubik has been really popular in this tournament. I think this is probably one of the... well, it's one of the first, but... I mean, he wasn't able to be played in Dota 1 in competitive Captain's mode, so... We're going to see what Complexity is going to decide to go with here. Invoker being the first pickup is kind of interesting. They didn't go for a Nature's Prophet, and they're going to give the Nature's Prophet to Jo. He's going to go in the mid lane with that one. He's played that role so many times. I think that's going to be predictable. Venomancer is going to be picked up as well, and they don't want to give that away to Zenith. Venomancer, a great first blood tool. His 50% slow that lasts 12 seconds. Well, it fades off a little bit, but he can be an excellent tool to be used for first blood, and really good at protect. Can be aggressive and defensive. Works both to support the carry. His Venomous Gale is able to slow someone down if they're coming in for attack, and it's able to slow someone down that you want to attack. So he's a very versatile hero, very good. We picked up. He was played by Zenith last time, and coupled with Ancient Apparition, and the two ultimates, when you get both of them down, they're going to take you away just so quickly. I'm kind of interested to see where Complexity is going to go. If they're going to go with another Tidehunter pickup, they could go with that if...
Tidehunter.
Oh, no, Zenith aren't going to give him Tidehunter. And Montana loves the Tidehunter, and they're going to pick up Morphling as well. Second pickup. They didn't want him to get banned out. Morphling hasn't been first ban material yet, but I could see that happening just because he's such a powerful and useful carry. He's a little bit weak in the early game, but in the mid game he can still take out heroes. And in the late game he can roll through, and he's really hard to kill. He's got a ton of armor. You have to do something about that. And he's just a great pickup. He's just a great hero all around. And I don't even know what you can really do against him once he gets too big. You have to shut him down early, but shutting him down early isn't easy because he has waveform to get away. And if he doesn't get away with waveform, he just morph everything into strength. So he does require a little bit of momentum. If you give him that momentum, though, he's going to take it and run. You can't have any mistakes when you have a Morphling on the other team. Complexity are thinking about what they're going to do. They just got their Tidehunter taken away. And I don't really think they usually run an Enigma, but they have the available Sand King. Those two teamfight ultimates that Complexity loves to run. They're going to look for a team on. They're going to pick up Beastmaster at this point now. Perhaps that is going to indicate that they're either going to run tri-lane or jungle. Beastmaster is going to be solo lane. I would expect Jo is going to be solo mid. So it is either going to be maybe perhaps an Enigma pickup or someone else in the jungle. And TC still doesn't have a hero yet. That leaves the two popular carries have been Lone Druid and Morphling, in my opinion. But they still have an Anti-Mage, but Anti-Mage is going to do a ton. He's not the best pickup against this lineup from Zenith, especially against Morphling. He doesn't really hold up so well, just because he can get pretty big. But if Morphling picks up Morphling replicates him and picks up a Manta style, it's going to be hard for Anti-Mage to fight against him one-on-one. So you have to see some. I'd expect them to do something else. I don't think they're going to do an Anti-Mage. They did a Tiny last time as a hard carry. Didn't work out so well. They have a good amount of slow. They got a good amount of lockdown so far. I don't think they're not going to pick up a Windrunner. And I'm kind of surprised that they didn't pick her up, just because it couples really well with the Nature's Prophet Sprout. She can shackle into the tree, basically a 100% hit. But teams are going with Beastmaster lane. His wild axes are really strong. He can farm up the Ancients if his lane is really bad. And he's got a good scouting. So since they already have a Venomancer, they didn't really need a Windrunner. They didn't really have a spot for a Windrunner. And so it's their turn to ban. Brewmaster was banned out. That is another popular hero from Complexity, I think. I'm not sure. Chen and Enchantress are both banned out, so they're not going to have that. No team is going to have that early pushing power and early ganking presence. Enigma is still in the pool. Sand King's still in the pool. Anti-Mage, Faceless Void, he hasn't really been picked up. We got a Bounty Hunter as well. If they decide to go for someone that needs a lot of farm, they could pick up a Bounty Hunter, I think, although it'd be kind of hard to put him in this laning situation, just because they already have a Beastmaster for the solo long lane. Or solo hard lane. I always get the long lane and safe lane confused, so I'm trying not to use that terminology. I'd be interested to see what they're going to do. I really think an Enigma would be fitting in really well to Complexity, so perhaps Zenith is going to try to guess the carry that they want to choose. I wonder if Complexity is going to just decide to go full team fight. You know, not pick up a hard carry, but that's not exactly what that's not what I usually see them doing. They still could pick up TA, and TA is, if she can get going, oh no, but Jo is already taking the Nature's Prophet, so they're not going to pick up TA either. Tinker is actually going to be the ban out. I'm not really sure who would have been playing the Tinker on the Complexity side. I don't really see him picked up too much. Unless someone else is going to take the Nature's Prophet. But it's just every time I've seen Nature's Prophet picked up, it's Jo and he's in mid lane. He can handle himself against an Invoker. And a Morphling. Those are the two heroes I would expect to go mid from Zenith. Still a lot of options though. Zenith need some support heroes. They have Invoker for like the semi-carry, middle role. He sets up a lot of things. And we're gonna have Leshrac banned. That'd actually fit well into Zenith's lineup. But they do need a support more dedicated than Tidehunter. And it's going to be Ancient Apparition. He was used really well last time. Going to couple the Tidehunter ultimate with the Ancient Apparition Blast. That's a lot of damage. That'll start off a team fight really well and move it into your favor. Complexity is pretty straightforward in that they just love their team fights. So picking a strategy that works well against that, Tidehunter, Ancient Apparition plus Morphling, and then Invoker can come in with his Deafening Blast and Meatball. Ton of damage in that team fight if they can get it off. I think Zenith has Complexity locked down on this one, and think that they know what Complexity is going to do, and perhaps Complexity needs to throw them a curveball right now if they're going to be able to throw them off course. We'll have to see what they're going to do. And they're gonna go with a Mirana. Okay, so I haven't seen a Mirana played by Complexity in a little while, have I? Remember they played her the first time I saw them when they were Fire, and I don't even think they had a sponsor yet. I was in the first defense. I think it was the first. Yeah, it was the first defense. They went really far. And Mirana was a popular pickup. Should we put into a tri lane? I think that's what it's going to be, Venomancer, Mirana, and someone else, Beastmaster, and solo lane. Nature's Prophet in the middle lane. That is kind of dangerous because if I can guess what they're going to do, Zenith's going to guess it as well. Bounty Hunter, there he is. So they're going to use Bounty Hunter to come into the team fights. He's going to be playing a little bit of his support. He's not going to be like the huge carry that you usually see in the pub matches. He's really all about the track and getting gold for his Morphling, his Invoker. If they can spiral that will work really well in their favor. I really think Zenith has picked quite well. In complexity, they need something here that is just that is going to couple really well. They have a ton of lockdown. They have Venomancer, Beastmaster, and Marana, and Nature's Prophet, so they can deal with a team fight.
Anti-mage.
And Anti-Mage is going to be the big up. So the Anti-Mage does have a hard time against Morphling, but he still is a strong hero. They're going to need to put him. They're going to put him in a tri-lane, I expect, with Venomancer or Marana. Beastmaster going to be playing. Yeah, I really think that their lanes are pretty clear right now. So Zenith, I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do against it. They could put Ancient Apparition in the mid with Morphling. I mean, they could probably they could put Tidehunter or Bounty Hunter in the long lane. I don't expect that they're going to put Bounty Hunter in a tri-lane, so if they're going to run tri-lane, I guess it would probably be Morphling, Tidehunter, and Ancient Apparition. There's a couple of options, though, that they have, so they do have that advantage, right? Just don't know what else complexity can do, other than what is fairly apparent.
10 seconds remaining.
Hannah Montana is going to be playing the long lane role, and I forgot to turn this off directed, like I always do. And let's bring up the last hits for y'all. He's going to try to go up in the top lane. And I think complexity are going forward as well, so they're going to try to defend their area. Try to maximize the most out of this tri-lane. If they do run this tri-lane, it is a defensive tri-lane, and they're able to get a little bit more farm. So if Zenith decide to go with the tri-lane up top, they're going to have to make kills in order to make it worth their while. Bounty Hunter is going to be scouting out this with his invisibility, although it's a little bit dangerous because there's going to be some. So he's going to spot TC, Marana, and HY. They're going to pop down their ward. TCC, Complexity sees what's going on. They need to pop down some sentry wards, but actually I don't even think they're not even going to be able. They're going to block off. They're actually not going to block anything. No, that's not blocked off. Okay. So we'll see what lanes they're going to decide to do. It looks like Loda is hanging around here with this Bounty Hunter in this top lane, so they're not going to run tri-lane against them. And it's going to be sort of a defensive area. We have Ice, Invoker going the bottom lane. That is probably going to be HY in the middle lane. He's going to be supported by, it remains to be seen who he's going to be supported by. I don't really think they're going to put a tri-lane with Invoker.
Invisibility.
I think making sure that they get getting the farm on HY is going to be the better idea. And you can see he's already got the Wraith Band and some tangos, 2 sets of tangos from his teammates. A little bit of regen. Jay is going to have to do a good amount of keep pressure on him, and it looks like Ancient Apparition is going to be there. He's probably going to stack the camp before he shows himself in lane. We do have the tri-lane on top, Hannah Montana going in the bottom lane, and we have a dual lane in the bottom lane. So it's a 1-2-2 setup for Zenith. And I think Zenith read this quite well. Put in the Bounty Hunter here. He doesn't really need a whole lot of farm or levels in the role that he's going to be playing. It is really going to be the Invoker, and it's mostly about HY getting everything he can. And Jo being aggressive in this early lane. I'm sorry, in this early game, destroying the first creep wave. He's going to fake out a TP, just going to make sure that Ice knows that he has to be careful.
All things fall.
We saw this last time. It was a Invoker versus Beastmaster bottom lane, and it's a hard lane for Beastmaster just because Invoker is so powerful. He can deal a lot of damage. And Venomancer is just going to be roaming around, and perhaps they're going to go for the first blood here. IX Mike coming around the side. I don't really know if they have enough power to do it. Jo going to be coming in, and IX Mike is going to be revealed. Venomous Gale is not going to hit. So that is not first blood. Loda coming in here, making sure he is on checking out the rune actually. And he's invisible. He sees IX Mike. He can deal some harassment damage. Doesn't want to do it until he sees the rune is bottom lane. Tidehunter picks that one up. Hannah Montana is not able to get it, so it's denied in that way. Because Tidehunter, I don't really think he needed it, to be honest. But it looks like this ward hasn't spotted out the other ward. They know that their camps are open, and there's Bounty Hunter. I mean, dealing a little bit of damage to Fluff and stuff with that Janata. That's actually what is usually it's used for. You just come in, pop it off, run back. It's a good harassment tool, and if you shouldn't really need to use it for your last hits. If you do, it's probably better to get less. It's hard to say whether or not you really want to get last hits in more public games over making sure you control the lane with harassment. It really depends on what your setup is. And IX might come in again, but the positioning isn't there, and HY knows about this. And IX might actually diving in here. But HY taking up the creep wave, taking a little bit of damage, but still doing fine in terms of farm. He has 13 last hits. Anti-Mage does have 19, so doing a little bit better, but he is in a safe tri-lane. Ice in the bottom lane here is actually doing well. So the two heroes that need farm are getting it on Zenith. And Complexity got to make sure that they don't let this go out of control. They need to make sure that they get their early levels. They want to gain an experience point advantage in the setup that they have, just because it is going to take it's going to take a lot of experience and gold to be able to kill this. And actually, HY is kind of low right now. If Mike was there for it, but he is not. Loda coming in here. And he's going to pass one another. Looks like Loda is coming in to scout out the rune for his teammate, and actually perhaps it is a gank. Loda not able to do a whole lot in his lane, so he's going to move in here in the middle lane. He's going to try to bait him out, and is it going to be? He needs to pop something off. It needs to happen. Here it comes, or not yet. Just out of range, one hit, just a little bit of damage to Jo. HY isn't there. Freedom coming in, and just a tiny bit of damage. Jo is able to be pushed back,
Dire's
giving a little room
tower
to HY. The bottom tower, as I said, this is a hard lane for Beastmaster. He knows at this time. Actually, Tidehunter coming in for this might be first blood here or something. He's following this up full snap, and that is first blood. First blood goes to Tidehunter. Actually gets the last hit on that one. First blood going to Zenith. And as I was saying, Complexity need to make sure that they win this early game. That is what they need to have happen in order to make sure that they keep the map control, because if Zenith gets any leeway, they will press their advantage and take over the map control. Giving ganks away to HY in the middle lane is really what allowed this last game to spiral out of control. So Complexity need to make sure that they don't do that. Nature's Prophet can be quite squishy in lane. He needs to be careful of ganks. Once Tidehunter gets to level 6, he has to be a bit more careful. And Tidehunter is going to pop himself up here. He is here, and he's going to actually take out IX Mike. There's 2 kills going down the way of Zenith, and Miranda is going to send in her arrow. Oh, I think he's trying to get a hit on to HY. But they do get the deny on the top tier 1 tower. Gives them gives Complexity an advantage in terms of towers, but they need a little bit more than that. They would have really liked to not have that denied. But TC is not doing bad in his lane. He's got 36 last hits. If they can get to the late game without Morphling spiraling out of control, that'll be good. But they need to be able to pressure him more than they are. He has 29 last hits. Has a bottle. Can be able to stay in lane a little bit more. And oh no, XY is in the middle of this. He's getting caught out. Venomancer plus a stun. That is a very, very long stun from Mirana. And I think Tidehunter is going to go down. He does go down. Gush goes out onto Jo, but he's going to be able to escape. Not enough there. Tidehunter just not in a good position there. And eating that arrow slowed him down really far. That was a really nice arrow. Hannah Montana not doing too bad in his lane. He's not dying, although he is level 3 versus level 7. He really just needs to not die. It doesn't matter if his tower goes down. I mean, it matters, but if he can just get a deny, that's his job. Finish right there. We have an illusion coming in and a Sunstrike. Oh no, he's taking a lot of damage, and one more right click, that'll be able to do it. And that is the end of him. So he just went down. That is 3 the way of Zenith. This is what needs to not happen for Complexity. They need to make sure that they're not losing these ganks. Zenith will press their advantage. They have any advantage that they get. Jo is level 6 versus HY, who is also level 6. It's hard to say exactly at this point what is going to happen. We have a smoke up here early, and I think Fluffus is going to try to hit a nice arrow, but actually, nope, they're going to go bottom lane, and they're going to see if they can get a kill in the jungle. If they're able to do so, they should be able to take out Tidehunter. But it's kind of interesting that they're going to be able to do this. Actually, going to be revealed off. XY is just not doing anything. He's waiting for the pull, and they're going to wait. I don't know if they see Tidehunter or not. They know that they've been reeled off, so they're kind of just hiding away, and they're just going to back off. And yeah, we already have the replicate being used by HY in any way he can to help out with ganks. You saw in the top lane. Actually, though, Invoker's able to get that pretty much solo. But he's using it to scout out the runes, that kind of thing. He doesn't want to. He wants to make sure that he's able to control his middle lane, which is he's been able to do so far. Hasn't been killed yet. And Progressive Complexity is down in this bottom lane, turning into a tri-lane. They're going to try to go on Ice, so they're able to get a nice gank. That would be good, although Beastmaster doesn't have his... He's nowhere near level 6, so even if they stay down here, they're not going to be able to get level 6 on him. They realize that Zenith isn't pushing this anti-mage, so they're just going to send their heroes somewhere else. They don't really need him to be... They don't really need their heroes in the top lane to protect TC if no one's going to pressure TC. They're just going to let him have free farm. But they do need to press onto HY. They do have a slow coming out to him. He does have wave farm up, and he's actually not going to back away. So, getting in one right click and the Venomancer wards, just dealing a little bit of damage, but HY is not concerned. So who has the mech? As Jo actually has his mech up already. If IX Mike can get a pipe, that would put them really nice and a way to counter. And on a loader coming in here, they have the track is set off. Jo is taking a good amount of damage. He's going to need some protection. He pops off his ultimate, trying to push HY back. Fluff himself is here. Arrow is not going to hit, and they back off. Both teams playing a little bit, trying to go get some aggressive harassment, but if they see that they're not in they see that they don't have the advantage, they do back off. At least the Zenith will. We'll have to see if complexity solidify up their game. Shore up, is that the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word right now that I'm looking
middle
for.
tower is under attack.
And we do have a nice stack here from Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana should be able to get level 6 if he does have his soul ring up, so once he clears that creep wave, not creep wave, yeah, clear that stack, he'll be able to get level 6, get a good amount of farm. And should probably leave the lane at that point, or get off a gank. Once he gets that roar, something should happen, and he does have his roar now. So he does have level 6, and something should happen if Progressive Complexity decide to come down. And if Mirana hits a nice arrow, again, that should be yet another kill for them. But those arrows are not easy to hit. This is what Nature's Prophet does in the middle lane. Tries to push back whoever he's against from getting last hits, but doesn't want to feed the last hits to him. So he just uses those to push him back. Can I draw yet? No, I can't draw. What's the other control? Nope. I saw.
Tis none.
Maybe you can't do it without a broadcaster slot. Anyways, Ice has traveled up to the top lane here. Gonna now put some more pressure on TC, who's had a good amount of free farm. He has 69 last hits, but actually it is Invoker who has a little bit more. Did have a bit safer lane. He's almost got his 4th staff. He needs about 350 more gold until that is up for him. And now Loda, haven't seen many ganks come out from him yet. Just trying to get up his farm. He does have his farm. He does have his levels that he needs. Just needs track. Actually getting a lot of points into Shuriken Toss instead of Janata, or Shadow
Dire's
Walk,
middle
which means that
tower
he's
is
just
under
going to be
attack.
used for as much burst damage as he can. Ancient Apparition sits down, setting the blast up top lane, trying to make sure that TC is pushed back, and they're going to
Dire's
pressure the tower.
structures are
Just
fortified.
one-on-one, although they do have
Dire's
XY
top
here for
tower
support
is under
with
attack.
Ravage, and they would be able to get a kill right now if TC decides to go in on this. He does need to have the rest of his team up here. We have Hannah Montana and IX Mike. They're going to be smoked up, looking for a kill, and they should be able to find XY. If he's going to be spotted out, okay, they know that there's someone here. They're going to find him right now. Soul Ring popped out. I'm going to pass right by him. Now, oh no, we have Ravage was able to be popped off. Ice goes down to Beastmaster, and now XY is in the middle of this. He does have to get IX Mike, but that is a kill for TC. And that gank did not go off the way that Zenith wanted. They were waiting a little bit too long. Beastmaster did miss him in the jungle, but Tidehunter came out, popped off on Venomancer. They really would have wanted the roar onto. They really would have wanted the roar onto Tidehunter in order to stop him from popping off that Ravage and killing him off early, but they weren't able to get it. Either way, the fight did go pretty fairly in their favor. But they took a little bit more damage, and I think they really expected to do so. And we have, is that the Battle Fury is almost finished up here. Just needs to get the Void Stone, and the Void Stone finish up the Perseverance, which will be the Battle Fury. TC is going to be able to farm the jungle, and they're going to have to start pressuring him, or his farm is going to get out of control. Morphling actually doing a good job right now. He's got 85 last hits. So I'm going to change this to net worth, because at this point in the game, that is the better thing, because TC has got a kill, and he's been getting lane creeps a little bit more than I think what Morphling has picked up. So he is actually ahead of farm just a little bit. And Nature's Prophet actually beating out the Invoker. So things feel pretty even on this front. Let's see, the XP is slightly in favor of the Radiant. Actually, it's decently in favor of the Radiant, 2k XP. It's a couple levels. TC almost with the battle. Yes, actually the Battle Fury is now finished. We have the Courier has a Void Stone. Probably going to be going up, picking up the rest of the items, and then sending that out to Anti-Mage. It's a 15-minute Battle Fury. That's still a good amount of time where he can start to spiral. He will then be picking up, I'd expect, since he already has his Poor Man's Shield, he's going to be finishing up his boots, his power treads, and then looking for a Manta Style. If he's able to get the Manta Style before HY should be pretty good in the team fights, and we'll have to see what build HY is going to be going for. If it's going to be going for early Manta Style, or if he's going to try to get
bottom tower is under
early
attack.
pops with the shotgun build, the
Dire's
Ethereal
bottom
Blade
tower
combination.
has fallen.
Bottom tower now going down. Pressuring that one in. They're going to get to actually the second tower. The track is off on Beastmaster. Axel is going to come in. Jail's going to come in. We have a third hero. It is going to be IX Mike. They should be able to get a kill if they can hit off something, but they're not going to be able to. Zenith backs themselves away. Just looking to pressure and trying to throw complexity off their game. Invoker doing a great job of farming. Now it is Invoker up against TC as well. In terms of farm, HY, the next one just trailing a little bit behind. Battle Fury is now finished up, so he's going to have his farm should accelerate. I think faster than HY is going to be able to do. But HY is a little bit more mobile with his replicate. And I am getting a little bit lag is fixed. And look at this creep cam. This creep cam is really good. That's going to be a good amount of farm for IX Mike as well as Hannah Montana. It's good for them. If Zenith can actually stop this, though, if they can get this gank off, and I think that's maybe what they're looking for. They know that this is happening. Are they going to go to the middle lane, or are they going to go for the ganks? They do have a ward there. They know this is happening. They need to get something in here. Ice is going to be the first one. No, he's actually not going to go in yet. They need to have some kind of initiation stun. If they're able to, that was not going to be popped off. They're just going to try to contend it. Not going to go for a team fight. Which, I guess they really didn't feel like they had the advantage, although I think they probably could have made it. They do have,
Radiant's
they had
bottom
Ancient
tower
Apparition,
is under attack.
Tidehunter, they had everyone there. I think they might have been able to do what they
Dire's
wanted
top
to.
tower
And
has
TC is
fallen.
going to actually be pressured back by Morphling. They're doing a good job of dominating the lane, making sure that TC doesn't feel safe. if TC doesn't feel safe, then his farm is going to drop. And now, actually, the Morphling has gotten more caught up on farm to the anti-mage, so they're doing a good job of pressuring him. And it looks like HYH is going to be up in the top lane here. He's going to deal some damage to JO. It looks like he's going for a Lincoln Sphere build. So he's trying to make sure that he is going to survive that team. Teamfight's going to wait. And JO's actually taking a good amount of damage. And they're just going to pressure them back. They really just want to get them distracted from their tower. Not looking exactly for the kills. They really want to get the map control, and this is what I was talking about. Zenith really like to get the map control, and it's a great idea. When you have map control like this, and you're going to dodge the arrow misses everything, gets itself creep. When you have map control like this, it makes it difficult for the carries to farm. Although Anti-Mage is actually pretty mobile in that he's fast, he has blink, and he's actually going to pressure in this. He's going to pressure in the top tower. Although they do get one tower, they're going in for the second one. It looks like JO is going to come into pressure this as well. We have a third hero TPing themselves in. It is going to be HY is going to look to defend. TC is going to back himself off. Morphling is going to get chased. Going to deal a little bit of damage right now. And TC is able to get away with the invis from Mirana. Good ultimate there. And now Zenith has to back off. They really don't know where the rest of Complexity is. They could have set up for a team fight, but they really weren't there for it. And I think it is Complexity's really playing a little bit more defensive than they usually do. Maybe they're too worried about the team fights from last time. But perhaps that is the case.
Double damage.
But they are playing defensive. They don't want to lose their kills. They are down in kills. So they're just trying to play it safe and get farm on Anti-Mage. And once it remains to be seen exactly when he's going to be ready. But the Zenith are pressuring him as much as they can. And the Zenith are looking to play careful as well. Neither team wants to lose this. Both teams are not playing too aggressive, and Zenith playing a calculated game of making sure that they get in where they need to. Loda not losing his life too often. Actually, not too many track kills yet. And they just want to make sure that they have the control over the map. That's really the name of the game in this match. Actually, we're going to hit a Forge Spirit. And IX Mike going down to Ice. He's an excellent... I don't even know... Where is Invoker? Invoker is actually... He was kind of close. So perhaps he knew with the Forge Spirits where IX Mike was likely to be nice Sunstrike off. Ice. Really showing his mastery in these past two games with that Sunstrike.
Haste!
I'm going to take a look at the XP graph. Going in, actually, Dire catching up in that one, but the Radiant taking off in terms of the gold. Sunstrike coming out, trying to push back. Hannah Montana Fluff and stuff is here. They do need to make some kills. What is it going to be? What is it going to be? Both teams... I think Zenith have the advantage in this, in that they're able to farm better. Just because I keep saying it, it's the map control. It really is. If they make sure that TC doesn't feel too comfortable coming out of the lane too much, what does it look like in terms? We have 12 versus a 14. Anti-Mage is 14, so that is good on him. Zenith do need to start making stuff happen. It looks like the XP is going in favor of Complexity, so it's really hard to say it's anyone's game. Zenith's playing they're both playing good games, good solid strategies. But I think Complexity are going to try to let something happen, though. They're not going to get a blink in. We have a Rabbit popped off. Hannah Montana goes down really quick. Venomancer ultimate is now here. Fluff and stuff needs to get something off. JO is going to lock down XY is going to go down. We're going to have HY popping himself in here. We still have a Bounty Hunter in here. We have a track going off onto TC. TC almost getting himself Loda. Loda's going to be getting away. TC blinking himself in a little bit too far. Track is on him. He's actually taking a lot of damage. Fluff and stuff in the jungle right now. And, just missing Fluff and stuff. Oh, you were so low on life. Are you going to be able to get away? You have 1 second. No, he's not going to be able to do it. Fluff and stuff goes down.
Radiant's bottom tower
and that is
under
a
attack.
2 lost for Zenith. Just showing that they have the power of the team fight. And that is what Complexity, they were just a little bit too timid They got the Ravage popped off on them before they were able to get the Roar.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
There's a blink in from Tidehunter that would allow them to do that. If he walked himself in, he wouldn't have gotten that.
Dire's middle tower has
But that was really what screwed Complexity up. I think they saw like the Ravage and like, oh no, Ravage, and they just left. Anyway, Deafening Blast coming out here. Ancient Apparition Blast actually anticipating the blink, but not hitting. Zenith pushing in to the middle lane. Taking over map control yet again. Bottom lane did not push out. Jo has to defend that one. This gives room for Zenith to do something. Wonder if they are going to try to roam and get a kill. No, it's probably going to wait till Tidehunter gets his Ravager before they try to take another gank. I think my allergies bother me. Man, but we do have one of Complexity's smokes. You need to find someone, though. Zenith is not on their side of the map, so they're going to have to go aggressive if they want to make this smoke happen. They should be able to do so if Miranda can catch an arrow right now. I think they see XY. They do. They know he's there. They're going to go pressure. They're entering the jungle. They have an arrow that's going to miss, but I think that might be able to scout out TC yet again. TC's playing it careful. They do need to pop themselves in, get off the stun, lock him down somehow. Before they need to make something happen before the rest of Zenith is able to come in here. And IX Mike, he's gonna be cut out. No, that is not a good place. So it's like actually misses, but IX Mike is down. Anti-Mage actually just got a kill on Ancient Apparition. I'm not even sure where that happened, but that's because he popped himself into the back lane here. Ice is gonna try to stop him out, but the blink is gonna be able to get TC away. And the net worth right now, it is a gold now. Steph still in favor of the Radiant, XP in favor of the Radiant as well. Their map control is paying off, and Complexity are trying to make their ganks happen, but it's just not quick enough. They really need to commit to something, catch a hero very fast, because Zenith is going to be there at any minute, and we have Lincoln's here, and I thought that was an exile, but that is actually just some illusions. It's going to allow HY to just push up here. They actually lose and finish off. Now level 14. TC is in here. Ravage is popped off yet again. Catching 2 heals. IX Mike goes down. Oh no, Invoker just getting way too many kills right here. Anti-Mage going down. That is not what they really wanted to happen. And they're going to chase in Hannah Montana, and they're going to be able to get off any kind of combination right now. I don't know if we're going to be able to get another kill. Tidehunter actually coming in here. They're really trying to get a jail. They do get him. That was a track kill. And now Hannah Montana is going to be frozen up as well. They're going to not going to go on him. Just going to clear up the creep wave. Going to get themselves a tower. Complexity, yet another team fight, not going the way they wanted to. Losing TC is a bad. It's not good.
Bottom tower
it's not good at all. Oh, Complexity, guys. You're just losing to the calculated game.
Regeneration.
These calculated. It's just the incredible discipline really. It's coming out from Zenith. They're able to make sure that when they take a team fight, they're gonna get it. They don't risk anything, and then they get this Tidehunter Ravage before Tidehunter is finished off, and that is really what's turning the battle. I mean, IX Mike wouldn't have gone down so fast if the Ravage wasn't popped off. TC got caught into that, as well as I think Hannah Montana was the other one that got caught in that. And I mean, if Tidehunter is able to initiate, Ancient Apparition dies flying through here. If Tidehunter is able to initiate, that just screws up Complexity's team fight. And the Mirana arrow is just too hard to hit. Looks like that is just not reliable enough stun that she's been able to be useful. I need to get myself some lunch. Anyways, XY gonna refill his bottle. Well, let's look at hero level right now. Yes, this doesn't look good. We have Morphling, same level as TC. Invoker taking the max level. Net worth still in favor of the Radiant. Complexity looking for another smoke gank right now. They should be able to get Ice. If they're able to commit to this. Just go in, guys. Here we go. We need an arrow. Arrow's going to hit. Ice should go down to this. JL's popping himself in here. Roar going off as well. That's going to hold on Ice. Ice gets down. That is 480 gold. Because the end of this unstoppable streak, he's going to buy back into the game, however. It's a good kill, and that's really what they need to happen. They need these ganks to just go. No one to make sure that heroes on the Zenith side
Dire's top
don't get in,
tower
but they
is
really
under
they don't
attack.
want to let this go unanswered. Zenith going to push in. That's what they know that Complexity want this top. They know they want this bottom tower, so they're going to pressure the top tower. And actually, it's not a good trade because this is going to allow them if they might be able to get this. They have to back themselves. They back themselves off. They see that there's Loda here, which is actually the thing to back themselves off. One thing, and it is Tidehunter here. He does have a Ravage. Oh, we have another arrow that is pretty lucky. It's going to hit XY, but not able to follow it up. They're really trying to really with the last hit. They're going to get a deny on the tower.
Radiant's bottom tower has
And that's
been
not what they
denied.
wanted. Not a good trade. Taking a tier, losing a tier 2 tower for a deny on a tier 1 tower. Just really not what they wanted. How many spectators do we got watching this thing? We have 30,000 spectators, 35,000. Last game I saw, it was Orange versus LGD. It had 60,000 spectators. So I'm excited to see this game is taking such popularity, especially with the spectator client. I mean, influxing player from there. HY not playing dangerous right now, but he can do it because he's finished up his Manta Style. And you're going to pop those off. Maybe deal some damage to the tower. Forcing Complexity to take the whole team here. And actually going to send on HY. He might go down to this. We have a War popped off. Tidehunter Ravage going to come and stop him yet again. Now HY is able to get in. He's going to finish off IX Mike. HY actually going to go down to this one. And I think he has Aegis. That is going to be burned. No, they lost 2 here. Beastmaster and IX Mike are going to go down. HY is still here. He has a ton more to his strength. He has a ton of HP. There's nothing that Complexity can do against this right now. They have to wait for the rest of the heroes are up. Jail's just going to try to push them back. It's not really going to be enough. And they're going to lose his middle tower. That's going to be probably another Rax too, unless they're able to do something. I don't know if they're going to get rolling just with IX Mike. And TC's going to pop himself in. They really know if they don't want to lose this Rax. They're taking a lot of damage. Jo actually going to be finished off, and that is not good. Zenith is going to be able to take these barracks now that Jo is coming down. Arrow coming in, missing. HY, he is going to be focused down. He's actually going to teleport himself out of there. They lose a barracks, save their range barracks, but that is going to force them yet again to lose just that much more map control. Have only 2 towers to their name. Something else needs to happen for Complexity to be able to win this. And look, I mean, you have a Morphling who's just now out of control. He's got a Lincoln Sphere plus a Manta Style on his way to the combination of the shotgun, the Ethereal Blade, and Adaptive Strike combo. Ice here. He's got a 4-staff Sight the Vice that's going to be able to deal with either Jo or TC. And it's just not looking too good. What does Jo have? He just has a Hand of Midas. Hasn't been able to get anything really since picking up that Hand of Midas. Just not a big. He only has 103 attack. He's actually going to be hit right now. They're trying to push in the middle lane, trying to make sure that they have a little bit of room to roam, but they have so much. There's vision everywhere. It's just really hard for Complexity to be able to come back from this. He's going to try to go into the jungle, but Replicate is here, going to find him out. And actually, Complexity here, I wonder if they're going to try to... I think they know that that is actually an illusion, because why would Bounty Hunter not be invisible? But they know that Morphin can pop himself in whenever he wants to, wherever that illusion is. So there's Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage still only has his Battle Fury. Yeah, he has finished up his Manta Cell, so that may be able to answer back to the Morphling a bit, but they keep letting this Aggregate get popped off. So they have to place up on Hannah Montana, get an arrow, misses another one, and they're actually just going to go for the tower. As the fortifications are popped off. HY just diving himself in right now. Knows that he doesn't have too much to worry about. The track is able to see what's going on here. Hannah Montana coming in. Ravage again is popped off right at the wrong time. I actually probably going to go down. We have Fucking stuff going down. Hannah Montana lost his life. There's another 3 heroes going away of Zenith. There should be yet another barracks. That is going to be extremely difficult for Complexity to come back from. And that is a full set of barracks. Singapore, Sweden.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
I'm not sure. Philadelphia. Philippines. Yeah, there we go. Trying to get the team to the crowd to start chanting. Here we go. You have Ice coming in, and Jo is going to be finished off right now. GG hasn't been called. Probably not until the Fat Lady sings. But we're coming up on the last tier 3 barracks. Mega Creeps soon. And there's nothing that Complexity can do to stop it.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna be the end. I think. This is pretty convincingly going to win. Zenith just gaining the map control in the early game, winning the mid lane completely. All about this Tidehunter Ravage. Had no answer back to him. Had no silence. Weren't being able to hit the ammo with the fluffing stuff. Not even be able to hit the Sacred Arrows. Team fights just not being able to commit yet enough. Even though they had a good amount of lockdown on the Complexity side, they weren't able to get it off just because Tidehunter and Ekfight just played a great, fantastic Tidehunter, I really have to say. So Persevere, Melee, Black, Blink Dagger. So that is Mega Creeps and Zenith. They're not giving up this game. They know it means a lot. Gonna play it out till the end. Actually, Zenith will have to teleport themselves back, regen a little bit, and then they'll be back into the game. GG actually going to be called up by Complexity. They know if there isn't anything they can really do against it, they're going to leave the game. Another match going away of Zenith. Good job for Complexity, but Zenith in the end. Exciting match to cast. I enjoyed watching. I'm going to grab myself something to eat. And I should be back because, why not? So Love is Dead signing off. Thanks for tuning in.